So it's been a little bit since I've talked to you guys. A lot of stuff's been going on, and some of the things are very public that you know about, and some of the things you don't. Nothing bad, well, except for my friend passing away, my friend Gus, and that was kind of tough. Yeah, just kind of reminds you of your own longevity. But a lot of stuff has happened. I took a class online with our professor of mine from college, Amy Oliver, and it was a journaling class. And this class pushed me differently than I thought it would. Introduced me to something that I never thought I would even like. And introduced me also to media that I'd never worked in. It was suggested that we use gouache, G-U-A-C-H-E. And so I tried gouache. What was really cool about gouache was it's kind of like watercolor. It gives you kind of the coverage of acrylic, but then it gives you that wonderful flat texture that temper used to give. You remember when you were in first grade? Or maybe second, maybe kindergarten. I didn't go to kindergarten. They didn't have it when I was little. No comment. But you had this, the temper would give you that flat, beautiful color. If you laid it on evenly, it was this flat, beautiful color that was just, it was like velvet. And it looks like velvet sometimes if you get it in the right light. Well, that's what gouache does. So I bought this, I'll show you this. Oh, that didn't sound so good. I bought this set, and it's portable. But I bought the set, and so it has 24 colors in it, and each one, and I'm not picking these up because they're nasty right now, each one is a what they call a gel gouache. It's not in a tube, and it's not like, you know, you can get them in like the palettes, I guess you want to say, or sets like you do. You remember when you were little, again, you had watercolor sets, or maybe you didn't, but I did. Go figure. And each one had a little watercolor like tab in it, you know, a little pad in it, and you could do that. Well, this is similar. And these things will stay relatively wet. Sometimes they'll start to dry out, but because of the way this thing is made with the top that it has and the way it seals, it keeps these dry. It keeps them wet and ready to go. So it's really ideal because you get a ton of paint. Each one of these, I think, was 80 milligrams. Let me see if I can get this white one out to show you. Now that I have fingernails. There you go. So this is completely full of gouache. I barely made a dent in this thing, but each one of these has the color. So you just use it like a watercolor. You can even mix it on a palette, or you just use it straight out. But I'm going to show you my journal here in a minute, what I did. But it's really cool. And I ordered it on Amazon because since we're all stuck at home and the stores weren't open when I needed them to be because of this class, and it's made by Himi. H-I-M-I, and they also make a smaller set. Isn't it cute? I just got this one. Now this, I haven't even opened, this is the first time I'm opening this up right now. This one is smaller. It's a little easier for travel, and that's one of the reasons I got it. I really like this one because it was portable, but it's super heavy. I was really surprised. It's heavy. So I wanted something a little smaller, so when we go to, like, for instance, Savannah or something like that, we can take it with us. The great part about this one was it came with its own palette, which is kind of fun. And this is what it looks like when you first get them. They're in these little containers, and so you can kind of pull it out and see this is the dark green, the blue. Color this is black. There's a brown, which I didn't get brown in this one. Kind of an ochre yellow color, a yellow, if if there's such a thing, more like school bus yellow. But anyway, you get the idea. So I haven't even opened these up yet. But the great part about it was, like I said, it came with the little palette, so it's easier for travel, which I'm kind of excited about, which I never really thought I would say either about gouache or even traveling. But this pack, this is an 80, those are 80 milliliters, and these are 30. Now there's 24 in this one and there's 18 in this one. Now granted, these are smaller, you can kind of see the size of the square. But what was also fun about this was they offered a great little brush set, which I absolutely loved because I love the packaging. It's got this little bird with some wings on it. It's all in Chinese, I think it is, probably. But it's just great. I love it. And so I ordered these to go with it. And it even has a little bird's nest. Isn't that cute? But you get these fun little brushes that match, and you can get them in blue or pink, depending on the color of your set. But you also get all of these brushes. And so I have those for when I travel, which is kind of cool. And they come in this neat little box that will be easy for travel. And I'm excited about that. So when we go to like Savannah or something like that, I'm taking these with me. So I'm really happy. But what I really wanted to show you today was, and talk about was the art journal experience with the class. Like I said, I'm not really a sketchbook, or I should say not really a sketchbook. I wasn't really a sketchbook person or art journaler. It just wasn't my thing. Just wasn't. And so I pushed myself to take this class, and I thought, you know what? During this break that I had, I don't know why I did it like that. It was really a break. It wasn't like I was not doing anything. It was a break. But during the break, I was like, I want to challenge myself a little bit. And it was like it was that time where, you know, when you have time off and sometimes you start thinking about stuff and you kind of start reevaluating things. And I'm sure people are going, oh my God, he's 50, he's going through midlife. I don't think this is midlife. So maybe in a year or two might be midlife right now. But anyway, so I started thinking about stuff, and I thought, you know what would be cool is just to kind of do something. And this class came up and it was online through a Zoom class, and they're actually going to offer another one through VisArts in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm really excited about it. But I thought, you know, I'm going to do this. It's with Amy. I always liked her as a professor. She challenged me a lot, which was good. And so I thought, why not? So I took the class, and after the first class, I had a meltdown. That's probably a good way to put it, a meltdown. I freaked out. I didn't know what I was doing, why I was doing this class, what was I thinking, was I crazy? I had every excuse in the book, and I had to sit down and put something in this book, which is this very one right here, which you can clearly see someone has attacked this book. I've gone crazy. However, in the beginning, it was not the case. I struggled big time. I was on the struggle bus for a while. And then what happened was we had class 2, and we were like, I have to present something, and I hadn't done anything hardly. And so we kind of talked about some stuff, and I showed some things, and I was like, I just don't know. So I talked with Amy after class, and we talked, and there was something during that chat, and it was like, she says, you're getting in your own way. She said, you have talent. You're just getting in your own way. You're overthinking it. It's like, okay. And I already decided I was kind of going to do a tree kind of theme, but things got a little crazy. So what I wanted to show you was, so, you know, even right down to, this was the first page I did. Okay, and that's just the front. And this is my business card here that I kind of doodled over. But what happened was, this was the first page, and I kind of played a little bit. This is a piece that I did. It's actually, like I'm pointing, it's over there. Can you see it? It's over there. God help me. But this is a piece that I did, and so I put it in here, and I started doing some things and playing with dropping wax on the thing, and I started to realize that it was starting to become something more than what I thought it was going to be. This is actually shadows of the tree in the backyard. And so then it started to evolve into more about a tree. And then I realized I'd had a dream about trees. And if you know me, trees probably play a pretty big deal in my world, I guess. But there were two trees, a Quercus felios and a Ficus bengalensis. That's how you say it, this. But anyway, the Quercus felios is actually the tree we have in our backyard, which is willow oak. And the Ficus bengalensis is the other name for basically a Bodhi tree, or I can't think of the official name, but anyway. So what I did was I had written down this dream at one point. Well, this is actually my handwriting that I converted into a font for my computer. And so I typed it all out and put it in. Of course, we had to talk about Maui, but this was the first, these pages were non-gouache. This was the first gouache page. This was gouache, and behind there, I don't know if you can see it. And then this was me playing with gouache. And if you look, you can really see, hopefully you can see that. You can really see how velvety that thing is. God, it's gorgeous. But anyway, here's the rest of the story. And here's, like, this is actually my tree in Maui that everybody hears about all the time. But what I really realized was that it started becoming more about a family tree. So then I went here. This is Agnes Douglas. She's the Countess of Argyll. She's my 11th great grandmother. Scotland. Nobility. That's right. Kin to the Tudors. But anyway, so I started going through and kind of playing with things, and you know, I've got some really fun pages here. But what I did was I really started to challenge myself with using gouache. Look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that color. Anyway, so I started playing. This is like a vellum. I printed on vellum, and the printer squished it up, so I made fun with it. Love this just because it's a quiet moment. That's just an old tag that I put gouache on. And then I started hitting the stride, and I started pulling, like, this has wire. Look. It's woven into the piece. Yeah. And then I hit this thing. So what happens was, you see, I start to really begin to create some visuals, and then this whole water drop and leaf thing starts to happen, and the obsession kicks in. And I don't stop. And now I have found myself doing this concentric circle, because it started out being rings on a tree, you know, like how the trees have rings for age, and then it became droplets. There was a lot of stuff going on during this time. I lost, you know, like I said, I lost my friend Gus. So they kind of almost are like tears, but at the same time, there was stuff going on with the protests. It's just been a lot. So I think this is kind of me letting some of that out. This is one I just did the other day. This is actually paper. See, there's the leaves. And I've pasted them in and painted over it. This is another one of the tree dreams that I had printed out and I had gouached on, and then I ripped it up and put it in. So it'd be this background. So it almost has this weird water effect that I really kind of like. And then there's this fella, which is the last one, which I just did a bunch of lines with one yellow leaf. But I guess what I wanted to talk about beyond me, and beyond me, the best subject ever, was that I took a step out of my comfort zone and challenged myself. And what I found was a new comfort zone, which I know sounds hokey, and I'm sure people are like, but it was for me, it was a moment where I got to sit and challenge myself with something new. I've discovered something different, something I want to do. Like I bought this. I've got extras. So when this one gets full, I have extras to work in. These are going to go on trips. these, I don't know what I'm gonna do with, but I could take these with me and have fun with these. But I've got them, and that tells me I'm gonna use them. And that's the whole point. I looked at things and went, I gotta do something. I challenged myself, found something that I actually enjoy. There's gonna be another class, so I'm gonna take it. You can kind of see in the background, some of you know that I've been working on the mural. It's still back there. I haven't done much on it, and I thought tonight I should probably work on it, but I really feel like I need to do a video. Because I watched some stuff on Skillshare, and I realized that I had been postponing talking to you guys. So I'm doing it. I'm saying and doing it. So everybody, I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to try to be a little more consistent with these videos again. As you can tell, thinned down 36 pounds, so thank you very much. Everybody take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be kind to one another. And I'll see you next time.